My name is Howell Mabry. I'm here representing my father, Coach Charles David Howell, who's being inducted into the 2016 Fannin County Sports Hall of Fame. In 1928, my dad was born in Monroe, North Carolina. He was the oldest of 4 boys and 1 girl. He grew up in a textile mill village where he began working there at age 12 when he could. After his junior year of high school, he said he did like everyone else. I went off to fight Adolf Hitler, and that changed my life. He joined the Navy and spent 4 years in the United States Navy. In the Navy, he played baseball at Pearl Harbor. He was a pitcher for the Navy team there. He also learned to play football while he was in the United States Navy. After the United States Navy, my dad decided that he wanted to go back to high school so he could play football, the sport he had learned while in the military. So he was released from the Navy in July 1949 and went to Monroe High School and played football that fall, along with a lot of other veterans. He knew, as it was a standard thing, that veterans who came back, they would graduate them in December. So his high school football coach, Jim Gudger, told my dad, "I've got a job at Western Carolina. I got to be there in January. If you want to go there with me, you can play football up there for me." So my dad went. He played football at Western Carolina, where he classified himself as a skinny-legged guard. He also was a left-handed pitcher for the baseball team at Western Carolina. That's where he got his nickname. He said at that time in history, people would holler, "Come on, Babe, throw it, Babe," and that's how he got the nickname Babe. Another great thing that happened at Western Carolina, my dad met my mother there, and he stayed there until she finished school. While she finished school, he taught and coached in Silva and got his master's. My dad had a friend in Hayesville, North Carolina, who called him and said, "I know North Carolina's not paying on a master's degree, but in Georgia they are. You and your wife should come to Georgia." And he said, "I know of a job opening at East Fannin High School." So that's how they ended up in East Fannin. My mother taught English at East Fannin High School, and my dad started the football program there, and he also coached baseball at East Fannin. After coaching and teaching at East Fannin, my dad went to Cherokee High School in Canton, Georgia, where he was most successful there as well. Then my parents went back to North Carolina. My dad coached at Silva Webster High School in Silva, North Carolina. He had many championship teams there. Probably his most memorable was during the 1970s, where during one school year, my dad had back-to-back state championship teams, one in football in the fall and one in baseball in the spring. My mother died in 1989 from cancer. That was a heavy hit to our entire family. My dad just poured himself into travel, visiting so many people. He actually started a Hall of Fame in Jackson County, North Carolina that still exists today. And at age 65, my dad took another head coaching position at Avery County High School in Newland, North Carolina, where he coached football and baseball and met my stepmother. At Avery County High School, my dad coached all 3 of my stepbrothers. It was there where he won his 300th football victory, the first high school football coach in the state of North Carolina to accomplish this feat. This record has been broken a few times since then, but my father's high school baseball coaching record still stands. In the spring of 2013, my dad was very weak, and he was looking forward to spring and going to baseball games. And Benny Smith knew a person who knew my daughter. My daughter had lived in Washington, D.C. for about 20 years, and she contacted my dad and said, one of your former East Fannin Wildcats is trying to get in touch with you. His name is Benny Smith, and he wants you to come to the inaugural ceremony of the Fannin County Sports Hall of Fame, because some of your former players are going to be inducted. Well, my dad was so excited. So he, my stepmother, my husband, and I loaded up, and here we came. And my father, that was such a delightful evening. He could remember each player, their position, what they accomplished in so many games. He knew the scores of every game. He knew the opponents, what they ran. It was amazing to hear him talk about the players and just the entire time he had at East Fannin. This is a tremendous honor for my father and for our family. He would be most proud. We thank you, the players, and the people that allowed this to happen. And I thank Benny Smith for being so relentless in trying to find my dad and letting him know about the first Hall of Fame ceremony. Thank you so much.